What's up, everybody? This is Asonics Fan Ben. This is another Fleet Challenge entry making video. It's not going to be an actual entry. I've already submitted that, but this is kind of like an after challenge attempt to like exploit part of the Fleet Challenge of Convoy defense. So just kind of a fun, silly idea. So each, so there's 70 points to start this Fleet Challenge. I'll leave a link to it in the description. It's similar to my Convoy defense fleet that I made, or it's the same for the same challenge. So there's convoy ships worth 40 points, and then there's 30 gold. So we want to get as much of that to the opposite corner as possible. The problem is the convoy ships only move L, and they don't have helmsmen, and you can't assign crew to them, at least not at the start of the game. But they are considered friendly ships for the purposes of abilities, and that means you can transfer crew to them after the game starts from your own fleet. So we're going to try to make that crazy, and we're going to kick it up a notch and try to have the entire fleet, instead of having the fleet slowed down by these convoy ships, we're going to try to have fast ships that actually take the treasure in exchange for their original crew, which are then going to speed up the convoy ships. So, so we're basically going to use hoists with expatriates to basically try to make the whole thing faster and run faster and smoother. So I gotta make a new fleet here. Ben's Convoy Exploit. I don't know. That's just the name I'll do for now. I'm just trying to do this kind of quickly just to keep it private for now. And then, so we're gonna start with the Frontier, because this is a hoist that moves decently quick and has secret hold, which is perfect because she's actually gonna use her hoist keyword to swap her crew, some of them, for treasure on the convoy ships. And then secret hold prevents the treasure from being stolen, and she's definitely going to have a helmsman. So I'm going to add that first, actually. And I don't know about an oarsman. I might add an oarsman too. I might run out of points at the end, so I might have to delete them. I have not thought this whole fleet through at all, so we're just going to kind of wing it and see how this goes. I'm going to go all factions. So the key is the expatriate keyword says this crew may use its ability on board any ship. So it doesn't matter that the convoy ships are East India Company faction. It doesn't really matter. It can be any ship. Any ship gains the mercenary keyword. There's no home islands, so we don't care. And then the ship retains its original nationality, but other crew of the mercenary nationality may also use their abilities on board. So this is a way to kind of hack it and get some extra crew on the convoy ships because they're too slow. And the idea is to get as much gold as possible across the start line, across the finish line, with the ships in my fleet that are going to be going at a faster pace probably than the convoy ships. But like I talked about in my math analysis, the convoy ships are worth more intact than all the combined gold. So we want to get the convoy ships across too. We want both to come home or to get across. So we've got, this is great because he's got captain too. So we got Shapping Zai. So we're going to add him. So he's going to go to one of the convoy ships. The convoy ships don't have point costs, so it's not associated with them. So if there's a cap, I don't think I'm going to hit the cap, even if it was these are probably worth 10 points per 5-master maybe with those stats, something like that maybe more with the reverse captain, but either way, I don't think I'd hit the point cap. So we're going to add Shapping Zai. And now because of this, crew of mercenary nationalities can use their abilities on board the convoy ship that Zai goes to. So we're going to add oarsmen as well. So we're going to add specifically mercenary. They don't really need to be able to use their abilities because I don't really care. They're just going to get sacked for extra actions anyway. So I don't really care. I do care that the helmsman is mercenary. So we're going to, I don't know how well this is going to work. We're going to quickly run out of points to add enough crew to the convoy ships. We might only be able to increase the speed of 1 or 2 convoy ships. So it might not work that well, but I think it's still an idea worth exploring. So, pun intended. So, Zai, helmsman, and then the convoy ships, they already have 1 oarsman by default. So, I don't know how big this map is, but if there's 6 islands and 12 terrain, I don't know, it might take a while to get across. So, we'll probably add 3 oarsmen, maybe. And And then there's already an oarsman, which I guess is East India Company faction, aboard the ship. So, oh yeah, we're going to run out of cargo. Or we're maxed out here once we transfer the treasure. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So there's 5 cargo, 4 taken by treasure. So when the Frontier explores, she's going to put all her crew, all the mercenary crew, I should say, onto the convoy ship when she takes the treasure. So she's going to take all 4 coins off this other convoy ship and then replace them with these crew. And since the original oarsman won't take up space, but due to no stacking rule, the rest do. So then her cargo hold on the convoy ship will be full at 5. That's 8 plus 3. So that's 11 points of crew. Plus 3 is 14. So that's 31. So that is a lot of points. But we're trying to make kind of a weird fleet entry here. And then return to Savage Shores is allowed. So I can actually use USS Strongarm from the unreleased set to get another hoist, because we're trying to transfer crew early in the game as fast as possible. Like ideally on the first turn, you'll do all these swaps to basically take the treasure off off the convoy ships and put it on your ships instead. So USS Strongarm, also 17 points. So this one is not quite as ideal as Frontier. Slower, not as much cargo, no secret hold, but she still should work reasonably well. So she's definitely going to have a helmsman for herself. And then we can go to a database and find out what other expatriate crew give action generation abilities. So it's basically going to be Count Gustav from Mysterious Islands, and then it should be Tiffany or Eileen Bridget O'Brien from Savage Shores. So we're just going to kind of peek at these other ones. I don't think the convoy ships having these other abilities would be that useful. Like broadside attack, you have to hit on a 6. S-board. Christian Fior is a good idea, but I'm really only concerned about speed. We're trying to just get all the gold and convoy ships across the map as fast as possible. So the cool thing here is I might be able to add both. I don't know if the points are going to work out. I might have points to add another ship if I can't fit all these crew on the Strongarm. So here we've got Eileen Bridget O'Brien from Savage Shores, who has Born Leader, which is like same action twice. So this is going to be really helpful. So we're going to add her, take away the faction restriction, go get Tiffany's second version. So this is going to be exchanged via the hoist keyword to one of the convoy ships to boost its speed, but then we also want that same ship to have a helmsman. Let me see if the points work out. So if I add Count Gustav, that's 11 plus 2 is 13. And then 2 helmsmen is 17. It's perfect. It's going to be a lot of points. That's 34. I'm going to be maxed out. I think that would hit 65. I need a space for Perry. So I'll have to add Perry as well. I think I'm going to add him on this ship because it has broadsides attack. And because the Frontier, because of secret hold, I think she's the better ship to run away with gold with. So Strongarm is more likely to kind of stay back and defend the convoy and or fight. I want as many cargo spaces open for gold on Frontier as possible, especially with secret hold. She's just more likely to get away. She's faster, secret hold, like all the factors. So I'm gonna have to add Perry. I'm trying to think on my feet here as I flip this fleet together real quick. So we're gonna add Perry for +5. He would probably be used to add Eileen herself with the +5. And then, so we're going to have 3 out of the 4 convoy ships moving L+S with their mercenary helmsmen, which are allowed by expatriate. And those 3 will also all have the opportunity to get extra actions. Only one will be guaranteed. So we'll be relying on Born Leader and EA for the other 2. And then 1 convoy ship will just have to be left behind. So it's just gonna get sacked probably. I don't know. I don't really have a plan for that one yet. I'm just trying to optimize the ones I can optimize. I could kind of hedge bets and put one of these. Well, it doesn't work because you need expatriate just to allow the helmsman to work. So you can't really, I don't think you can increase the speed of all four reliably, especially because there's not cheap expatriates. I think they're all 5 points, so you can't just put a cheap one on just to get a helmsman there. So that's okay. And so one of the convoy ships is going to be kind of forsaken, but whatever. So part of the idea behind this fleet is if you come across, we don't know what we're up against in this fleet challenge. So if you come across like a really big fleet or like an overwhelming opposition, speed is going to matter more than fighting, I think. So this fleet is designed to just get across the map as fast as possible rather than winning any battles. Because if it's up against like a 200-point curse fleet, my other fleet wouldn't be able to win that anyway. So this is kind of just like get across and call it a day, basically. So we're going to add 2 helmsmen, one for each of 2 convoy ships. So that gets us to 65. I didn't know the points would work out that well. I mean, I'd like to add more, but yeah, I was going to add a navigator, but there's just not going to be points. I think I'm going to rely on the helmsman instead. So this way we have on the first turn, Frontier is going to swap all the mercenary crew for all 4 coins on one of the convoy ships. And then if she can touch the convoy ship that's going to be left behind, she'll still have 3 cargo spaces open because the oarsman doesn't take up space. And then there's 4 coins. So that's 5 spaces with the helmsman, 3 spaces left open. So this actually works pretty well to take the best 3 coins from the convoy ship that will be left behind. So she's only going to be left behind with 1 coin aboard. And then the way it works with the strong arm, she's also transferring cargo with 2 convoy ships, the other 2, like ships 2 and 3, I guess you could say. Like ideally, like the first convoy ship would get Sai. That'll be the fastest one, at least for a while. And then the second and third ones would get O'Brien and Gustav and a helmsman each. And then the last one would get nothing. But at least her treasure will be on Frontier, so that's good. So strong arm will basically transfer Eileen and a helmsman to the second convoy ship and take however many treasures. So that's 2 cargo spaces taken up. So she'd have 3 for treasure. So strong arm's gonna have 4 space. Yeah, so it's gonna be split treasure, but that's fine. Strong arm's only gonna have 4 treasure or 4 cargo available once her mercenary crew are off. So she's gonna transfer 2 crew for 2 treasure. So whichever are the best 2 treasures on each convoy ship, they're probably just gonna be 2s, but whatever, based on the 16 for 30 rule. So she's gonna transfer O'Brien and a helmsman to convoy ship 2, receive 2 treasures in return. That ship will still have 2 aboard, and then it will have 3 cargo spaces open to receive these 2 crew, O'Brien and a helmsman, and then strong arm with the hoist keyword will do that again for convoy ship 3. And that way we're going to have basically 3 out of the 4 convoy ships will be moving L+S, and each of them will have some kind of action generation ability. One of them will be able to move L+S twice, 4 times in the game, because it has its own oarsman. So it can sack 3 merc oarsmen, it can sack its own oarsman, and you could sack the helmsman at the end, or if you think you were getting close, or if you're close to the corner or whatever. So that lead convoy ship is going to be flying. She's going to be moving L+S with captain, actually. L+S, 4 turns in a row. And then on that 5th turn, she can sack the helmsman to move L+L. And then you have to roll on die rolling for the convoy ships 2 and 3. But they're going to be moving L+S sometimes twice, just depending on rolls. So, and they're going to have not as much gold. I guess, well, I think, all the cargo spaces are taken. There's probably not going to be an opportunity for the last convoy ship to transfer its last coin to convoy ship number 1, but whatever. I guess you could do that. Convoy ships 2 and 3 are going to have a cargo space open because their oarsman doesn't take up space. They're going to have 2 treasure each and 2 crew that do take up space after strong arms transfers. So convoy ship 2 or 3, whichever one is closer to number 4, they could wait. I don't know that it's going to be worth it. It's probably just going to be a 1 coin, but they could wait for convoy ship number 4 to touch them and then explore and take that coin so it's on a faster ship. And then that way the ship that gets left behind doesn't have any treasure on it. So then you probably lose all 10 points that ship is worth based on the rules of the challenge, but at least you hopefully preserve the other 60. So anyway, just a fun little thought experiment to gamify the challenge and have some fun with the crew swapping options and the rules. So anyway, feel free to like if you enjoyed the video, comment, subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for more Pirates content.